The story of Bethany Community Church is a story of wild faith. Since the start in 1916, God has woven together a thread of sacrifice, authenticity, humility, grace, and crazy wild faith. Originally gathering in Ballard, Bethany moved to Green Lake in the 1960s, and as the church continued to grow throughout the decades, Bethany started asking the question, how can we more intentionally make the invisible God visible in our city? Bethany launched the 2020 Vision campaign with the mission of planting local, relational, contextual communities all throughout Greater Seattle. And in 2010, Bethany North worshiped together for the very first time. From its inception, Bethany North has lived out this wild faith with the mission to be the church. The church has never been about the building. Rather, the story of God's people continuing to grow into deeper relationships with Him and each other. We've always believed in the power of God and His church when it gathers together to worship Him through volunteering and service, groups and fellowship, preaching and singing, journey and adventure. We've seen lives transformed by the power of Christ over and over through the years in baptizing dozens of people, hosting annual family camps, meeting practical needs in our neighborhoods through annual serve days, launching a deacon care ministry, and investing in our youth through tween, junior high, and senior high ministries. We've been the presence of Christ on Aurora in tangible ways, and we've continued to be a mobile church on the move, boldly following our vision to live out the gospel in both word and deed in our neighborhood. In 2014, we transformed the former Sugar Strip Club into the Junction, redeeming what was once a place of darkness into a place where relationships are built and meaningful community takes place. From the Junction, One Cup Coffee provides delicious food and coffee, and our church has served breakfast to friends in need along Aurora Avenue and lunch to high school students through Shoreline Young Life. We've held summer worship services in the parking lot. We've hosted annual shopping days where people in need can come and get a warm coat. This has all happened through the faithful, steadfast members and volunteers who have loved Bethany with humility and perseverance. As our church family has grown over the years, we've held our Sunday gatherings in 3 different rental facilities where hundreds of people have heard about the good news of Christ. Easter 2018 was a major milestone at Bethany as more than 5,000 people gathered across our 6 locations in the Greater Seattle area, hearing and proclaiming the gospel. At North, we hosted over 1,000 friends and neighbors in our Sunday services that day. And the story of Bethany North continues to be about the surprising work God has called us to as a church with wild faith. We believe God has given us a particular mission in this specific time and place to preach Jesus, and that the Spirit of God can transform people. We're empowering individuals and families to worship God. We're helping the next generation encounter Christ. We're loving our neighbors together. You are invited into this story. You are welcome here. May you experience God's glory and God's power here. May God's Spirit so fill us that it overflows into our city. Don't just come to church. Let's be the church together.